What's the next one? OMO or MSF? Bank rate. Okay. It lost its relevance, so we are not using bank rate. So repo rate, what I've dictated, it is a short-term rate, short-term borrowing rate. Yes, bank rate is a long-term. So first point is long-term. Long-term means more than a year. Okay, yesterday I told you, short-term means less than a year, long-term means more than a year. But we are not using bank rate. The current bank rate is 6.75%. If you are borrowing for a long term, you have to pay more interest rate. So repo is 6.5, bank rate is 6.75. Simple है, मैं बताऊंगा कैसे याद करना है. But nowadays we are not using bank rate as a policy rate. Bank of England is using bank rate. Still, Bank of England, Central Bank of United Kingdom, is using bank rate as a key policy rate. But we are using this bank rate as a penal rate. Do you understand what is penal rate? By imposing penalties, suppose a bank, RBI found that this bank is not maintaining CRR or SLR. Then RBI imposes penalty, bank rate plus 5%, bank rate plus 3%. This is a reality. If you are not maintaining CRR, you have to pay bank rate plus 5%. So 6.75 plus 5, 11.75 as a penalty. तो इससे अच्छा ना वो 4% रख दो, better है. Getting my point? So this is be a penalty. So you write bank rate. Bank rate has lost its relevance in the current economic structure. Bank rate has lost its relevance in the current economic structure. In the current economic structure. Full stop. RBI is using bank rate as a penal rate. RBI is using bank rate as a penal rate. RBI is using a bank rate as a penal rate when banks are not maintaining their statutory reserves. When banks are not maintaining their statutory reserve, then RBI imposes penalties. Then RBI imposes penalties. Bank rate plus 5%, bank rate plus 3%, depending on the situation. Depending on the situation. The current bank rate is 6.75%. The current bank rate is 6.75%. Current bank rate is 6.75%. Now we'll discuss MSF. After that, we'll discuss OMO. So you write first, marginal standing facility. MSF means marginal standing facility. MSF means marginal standing facility. It is a rate at which commercial banks borrows money on an overnight basis. Banks borrows money on an overnight basis. overnight basis. Full stop. Banks can borrow up to 1% of their NDTL, but recently this limit has been raised to 2%. The current rate of MSF is raised to 2% of their NDTL. The current rate of MSF is 6.75%. 6.75%. ठीक है. So now I'll tell you how to remember these rates. Main rate is your repo rate. If you remember this, 6.5%. Your reverse repo should be and always be less than repo rate. Because this is the earning of RBI and this is RBI is giving. So there must be some difference between the deposit rate and the lending rate. Same. Again, talking about bank rate and MSF, 6.75%. Can you see the trend pattern? You just have to decide one policy rate. If RBI in the next monetary policy will say that repo rate is 6.25%. Now reverse repo rate will shift 25 basis point back, and other two, bank and MSF will shift backward with 25 basis point. 25 basis point means 0.25. So from 6.75 to 6.5. Actually the limit before that, I think before 2015, RBI announced that whatever we are deciding as a repo rate, reverse repo rate will be 1% less and MSF and bank rate will be 1% more. But whenever we are experiencing less interest rate, it means whenever we are moving towards zero, the situation becomes bit compact. So suppose, for example, if you are giving 6.5% as a repo rate and 5.5 as a reverse repo, then no banks will go to the reverse repo route. Apart from this bank rate, 7.5% hona chahiye. But what will happen? For an overnight basis, banks will prefer to buy from call market. I'll explain what is call market in banking module. So that is why whenever we are shrinking towards zero, we have to reduce the difference between. That's why RBI announced that the difference is just now of 0.25% or 25 basis point. Before that it was 50 basis point. Getting my point? So RBI is changing only repo rate. Others are understood. CRR is fixed from, I think, 2011, when D. Subba Rao reduced the CRR from 4.5% to 4%. That was the last updation in CRR. SLR we keep on reducing SLR from 23 to 22.5, then again 21, then 21.5, then 20, 19.5, like this. So SLR is maybe more or less keep on fluctuating and it will go down only. So easy to remember. Now we'll discuss important aspect of OMO, open market operations. Now you have enough idea about RBI, how RBI is engaging in the open market operation. So you write what are open market operations. It is a process of buying and selling of government securities. It is a process of buying and selling of government securities. Buying and selling of government securities in an open market by RBI. In an open market by RBI. There are two types of securities. There are two types of securities. Short-term securities. There are two types of securities. Short-term securities known as treasury bills. In bracket you write 4 types of T-bills. In bracket you will write 4 types of T-bills. What are those 4 types? 14-day, 91-day, 182-day and 364-day. Short-term securities like T-bills and long-term securities known as dated securities. Dated securities. Long-term securities like dated securities. Full stop. Why it is called dated securities? Because these are the securities which you can redeem on a particular date in future. So long-term securities are also known as dated securities. In simple open market operation, what RBI is doing? RBI is coming into the market and openly buying and selling government securities. Government securities like dated securities which belongs to long-term and T-bills of short-term. RBI undertakes the task of underwriter. We have already discussed about this. In open market operation, it is very important to control exchange rate as well. Open market operation is very important by making expansionary and contractionary monetary policy. So we'll write. You write expansionary monetary policy. Expansionary monetary policy. So the concept of OMO has finished, but there are few other concepts related to OMO. Now just listen carefully. First one is, what have you written? Expansionary for. Now expansionary monetary policy, we are taking repo rate as our starting point because this is the most important policy rate. In expansionary monetary policy, which option do I have to choose? Left or right? Your left, your right. Suppose the repo rate is 6.5%. So do I have to increase the repo rate or do I have to decrease the repo rate? Decrease, increase, decrease. So आप वैसे decrease बोल रहे थे, हाथ ऊपर जा रहा था, मुझे समझ नहीं आया. So repo rate will go down. If repo rate will go down, what will be the impact? Cheap credit. Cheap credit means low cost of borrowing. So in bracket you can write low cost of borrowing. Make a series like this, you will get an idea. Cheap credit, it means low cost of borrowing. What will be the impact on investment? Investment will go up. What will be the impact on growth? Or we can say GDP. Will it go up or go down? Last relationship. What will happen to the price level? Price level? Increase. Price level will go up. You will experience inflation. More money, more activity, price rise, more production. your economy will demand more goods. So there will be an inflationary pressure, upward inflationary pressure. Now what will you do? If your inflation is increasing, what's the decision of Monetary Policy Committee? Yes, increase the repo rate. So opposite direction, repo rate will go up. Again, now you will tell me, cost of borrowing will go up. So dear money, or what we call cost of credit, will go up. So in bracket you write cost of credit will go up. What will happen to investment? Investment will go down, because whenever cost of borrowing will go up, obviously people will wait for making next investment. If you will experience low investment in the economy, investment is not happening in Indian economy. Indian economy is consumption driven economy. Private investment is down. Indian economy is driven by government consumption. So what will happen? What about GDP? Decline or slow down. Again, ultimately you will take control of inflation. So all the inflationary tendency will ease. So that's the balance. That's the work of Monetary Policy Committee. You have to analyze where you are standing, and according to that position you have to take decision. This simple relationship we will understand. So this is your contractionary. Oh sorry, this is your expansionary. Repo rate is going down. Here repo rate is increasing, is your contractionary. It means you are contracting the credit. Now you will tell me, if I am experiencing a recession, my Indian economy is experiencing recession, which type of policy I will adopt? Expansionary or contractionary? See the flow chart, see the relationship what we have made. If my economy is in recession, which type of policy should I adopt? Expansionary. Why? It will boost investment. Yes? Any doubt? No. What's the opposite of recession? If your economy is experiencing inflation, price rise, boom, your economy is performing beyond your capacity. आपकी कैपेसिटी 10 घंटे पढ़ने की, एक दिन 14 घंटे पढ़ लिया. What will happen? इतनी तेज जाओगे, जैसे स्कूटी पैप होता है ना. What's the highest speed of scooty pep? Around 60? Or if you ride that scooty beyond 60, 70, ऐसा शेक करने लग जाएगी, आगे जाके बिखर जाएगी. Then that's the same thing can happen with economy. If your production of goods and services is not enough and your demand is going wayward, what will you do? You have to control that speed. So at the time of inflation, we have to adopt contraction. लिखना है क्या इसको कि समझ गए हो अच्छे से? Now we'll connect this relationship with open market operation. If suppose I'm experiencing high money supply in the economy, listen carefully. Simple statements of preliminary examination. If I'm experiencing high money supply in the economy, what will be the role of Reserve Bank of India in OMO? Buy or sell government securities. If money supply is high, it means people are having more money in their hand. if I am RBI, I will buy or sell government security in the market. Sell. Why sell? Because whenever I will sell government securities, excess liquidity prevailing in the market, that RBI will able to suck that liquidity. So that the inflationary tendency that RBI can control with simply selling of government securities. Clear? Now this policy is known as expansionary or contractionary? Contractionary. Because already economy is experiencing expansion in terms of money supply, means in terms of purchasing power, and ultimately it will lead to high demand. So you have to suck that excess liquidity. Simple example, after demonetization, what happened? Banks flooded with the cash. What happened? There's a lot of cash in the economy. RBI increased the CRR, not that particular CRR of policy rate. There's a new concept called incremental CRR. RBI introduced for a temporary purpose, incremental CRR, to suck that excess liquidity in the market. Getting my point? Now, this is clear that RBI will sell the government security. The yield on government securities, what do you think? Will go up or go down? Yield means return. In simple sense, a return on government securities. Understand simple concept of second class, demand and supply. Return will go up. Why? Yes, anyone? Justify your answer. There is no right or wrong. But justify your answer with proper evidences. What you were thinking in your mind. यही आता है दिमाग में जब टिक लगाना होता है और गोला बनाना होता है, बस उत्ते में ही खेल हो जाता है. रिटर्न कम मिलेगा. But how can you justify that this is more return? There's no perfect rate. You cannot say 6% is a more return. In comparison to what? If the supply of government security, obviously by selling extra security, the supply of government security in the market will go up. If supply will go up, what will happen to prices? Obviously prices means yield will go down. Because people are not preferring government securities. It depends, na? It depends on consumers, it depends on customer, borrowers. So here borrower is government. Clear? Here borrower is government. Who is lender? Public. So if public is not demanding government securities, then obviously yield will go down. Then again, as you said, government or RBI has to increase the yield on government securities. So if you want to make it popular, these kind of government securities, you have to launch with certain high interest rate in comparison to the other prevailing government securities in the market. Getting my point? Now we'll connect this OMO with external sector. Listen carefully, very important. The concept is known as sterilization. So write the heading, sterilization. Sterilization. Understand carefully. Suppose Indian economy is experiencing inflow of dollar. 2003-2008 period, Indian economy experienced highest amount of inflow of dollar in the history of Indian economy. since independence. What will happen here? They will exchange dollar with rupee. Money supply of rupee will, which arrow? Yes, yours? Up. Why? Money exchange is taking place. Yes, your point of view. So your money supply will go up because inflow of dollar will increase the money supply of rupee in the domestic economy. Again, starting from the first step. Inflow of dollar. This means suppose dollar is coming to our country. This dollar will go to RBI's foreign exchange reserves. In return, RBI will give rupee. Why people are investing dollar in India? Because maybe there is an investment opportunity. So they will invest obviously in terms of rupees. They cannot invest in terms of dollar. So they will exchange dollar with rupee. If RBI does not have enough reserve for rupee, RBI has to print that rupee. That happened in that period. So RBI printed rupee. It means you will experience high money supply in Indian domestic economy. Now clear? If you will experience high money supply in the economy, what will be the impact on price level? Price level will go up. If price level will go up, what's the role of RBI? एक ही चीज है जहाँ inflation देखा, then next thing, which arrow? Repo rate will go up. Now the situation is getting worse and worse. Here you are making policies which are friendly to receive dollar. On the other hand, you are increasing the cost of borrowing. Getting my point? Then what happened? You will get confused. What will I do? Here, you are happy that you are receiving dollars. But वो dollar क्या कर रहे हैं? They are turning into domestic investment. If you are making this investment costly, obviously the inflow of dollar will gradually come down. We cannot say will go, but gradually will come down. But किसको बुरा लगता है dollar? Then what we'll do? We'll make this repo rate constant for a time period that we can tolerate the price rise of 9%, 10%. मैं आपको बोला था ना कल कि गवर्नमेंट ने प्राइस बढ़ा दिया, 2000 का नोट 1000 का नोट निकाल दिया. This is the reason why we are tolerating inflation. Here inflation versus growth. Our priority is growth because it will bring FDI, and if it will bring FDI, it will bring dollar, and we are able to pay our imports, and we are able to fund our trade deficit, current account deficit, and we are able to make high foreign exchange reserves. But ultimately, according to the literature of economics, the important step is ultimately you have to take this step in order to control inflation beyond a certain level, creeping, running, and after that walking, running, and hyperinflation. But just to control the situation, you have to increase the repo rate. But what are the other options with RBI? What are the other options? This is the other option. Step into the market. वो रूट अपन ने छोड़ दिया. Step into the market and sell government securities to suck that excess liquidity from the market. Getting my point? So the situation will Again, normalize. Then this was the step taken in this time period, so that prices were under control, as well as we are receiving this inflow of valuable dollars. Okay? So draw this important relationship. Dollar converted into rupee. Yes. Will not take away the rupee. They are investing in India. They are investing in India. So they need dollar or rupee? Obviously rupee, because Indian currency is rupee. So they have to exchange dollar with rupee. Dollar will go to RBI. Rupee will flush into Indian economy, domestic economy. Then we will experience high money supply, because if RBI pumps extra rupee, what will happen? People will have more cash, will have more income, where they will demand more goods and services. If your production remains the same, because in economics we are keeping that production remains constant in a short term. We cannot change structurally our economy in these 4 or 5 years. We cannot install big machineries. We cannot change our economy from labor intensive to capital intensive. So we have to do something quick. What happened after that? Money supply increases, prices increases. Ultimately only one option left, repo rate. But if we choose this repo rate option, the inflow will gradually come down. So we have to take another route. These are the tools of monetary policy. We can use anyone. So OMO. At that time, this is a process of sterilization. Now if I'll ask, what will be the impact on exchange rate? I'll take 2 more minutes. What will be the impact on exchange rate? Will rupee depreciate, appreciate? In this situation, appreciation or depreciation? Appreciates, because the demand of rupee is high in comparison to dollar. Here rupee appreciates. But if you increase the money supply in the domestic economy, if you exchange that rupee vis-a-vis dollar, maybe you will experience depreciation in next few months. But don't make it complex, keep it this, sir. When we'll discuss balance of payment, we'll incorporate exchange rate in sterilization.
So I will also like to know that will RBI also bought some dollar from the external market so that demand of dollar keep rising?
It depends. When you see the opposite relationship, that is currently happening. Imagine the opposite scenario. Outflow, exchange rate differs from rupee to dollar, money supply goes down, price level goes down. Then repo rate, you have to decrease. But what is happening from the last 2 bi-monthly policy? Why? सोचना इस बारे में. We'll discuss tomorrow. ठीक है. Write the qualitative tools. एक ही सिनेरियो समझाना जरूरी है, otherwise you will get confused. From the one side, if you know the relationship, you can make it from the other side as well. So the next tool of monetary policy is qualitative. There are 3 tools. A very simple one line definition. I think first one was moral suasion. No, margin requirement. Maybe the order is different. Margin requirement. So you write margin requirement. It is a margin of a limit of lending. It is a margin of a limit of lending. It is a margin of limit of lending that a bank can give. That a bank can give to an individual. That a bank can give to an individual. Full stop. For example, If a margin is 40%, for example, if a margin is 40% and an individual is capable of paying back 100 crores of rupees, then a bank can give only 60 crores of loans. 60 crores of loan. Getting my point? If you are having government job, your margin requirement is less. If you are working in a private sector, because of the risk, margin requirement is more. Sometimes RBI takes control by making policies that is not favorable in giving loans to the consumer goods. Can you give me an example of loan you have taken for consumer goods? Loans for consumer goods. Car loans, yeah, white goods for fridge, air condition, television. So these are white goods. So RBI generally discourages the consumption of white goods because we are having 28% of GST on those white goods. Getting my point? So in order to discourage the consumption of consumer goods, RBI set this margin. Okay? So there is a margin that you cannot go beyond this. If a margin requirement is more and you are taking loans for consumer durable goods, then RBI can increase that margin requirement. Okay, next one. Selective credit control. Next one is selective credit control. This is the most frequent tool that RBI uses. To channelize the credit flow in the economy. Example, priority sector lending. Do you get the idea? Selectively, RBI is controlling the credit. That you should give 40% to priority sector. You should give 18% to agriculture. So RBI is taking control. That is selectively on the basis of selective selections. Like because industries are getting enough credit, service sector are getting enough credit. But what about agriculture? Agriculture is not getting enough credit. Last one for the day, moral suasion. In case of any breach in the directions given by RBI, then RBI gives warning, threats, and can cancel bank's license. In the case of non-compliance. Thank you so much for today.